Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today we're going to be playing Panzer Corps 2 on Generalismus mode, so let's get into it. We're playing the campaign mode and we're on the Moscow scenario, and I am told by my viewers that this is going to be quite a tough one. I do see that we have 25 turns, so that's going to help us out tremendously. Um, in the last video, I had been debating going ahead and taking out the bunker and the minor victory point, or ending the scenario early. That's on the Rostov-on-Don scenario. And indeed, it was more prestige efficient to just end the scenario early. I went back and played through, and I came out 7 prestige ahead. It's like, okay, big deal. But so you do have less XP, but you also have more HP on your units, and you net more prestige at the end. So since we're going Green Army and XP doesn't matter as much, I think it worked out to our advantage. Let's look at our army composition. So we're going to have a total of 7 Pioneers, 1 Grenadier, 6 Wehr Infantry. We're only going to go with the 4 Patreon tanks and then 1 Flammpanzer. Which is more like a siege weapon to siege these entrenchments here. And our Patreon tanks are still Hunter, von Dumkopf, Tom, and Wes. In terms of our artillery support, we went with 3 Stugs and then 2 10.5 centimeter guns. The Stugs are excellent support weapons. They hold up against counterattack. They're a little... they're not too good against enemy CAS, though, close air support, so we'll have to try to protect them with our 4 fighters here. The Stukas are not as good against entrenched opposition, so we're only going to go 3. The Stukas are my main way to attack enemy armor, and I played ahead like 2 turns to kind of check out what the enemy has in terms of armor. So we can get away with only 3 Stukas, but this is our main uh, avenue of attack for the enemy armor. And then I would have gone more artillery heavy, but the strategic bombers are only 2 slots for an 18 attack for soft targets. And you can obviously fly over things, and then in these tight corridors that we're going to be faced with, they're really going to come in value, I think, because we can fly over a hex, and we can dig the enemy out of their entrenchments that way. This Dornier 217E actually does some HP damage and holds up against enemy fighter attacks. So I think it's going to work out. Alternatively, we could go with more Pioneers. The one thing that I'd like to point out about the Stug is that it's 2 core slots, but it has entrenchment killer 4x, whereas a 2-slotted artillery piece only has 2x entrenchment killer. So they are quite good at digging the enemy out of entrenchment with the added bonus of bunker killer, but they don't seem to do too much HP damage against bunkers, so they're more in a support role, and that's what their role was in World War II famously, was infantry support. But they were used to quite good effect in the anti-tank role as well. All right, so let's get into it here. Let's micro the air first. We're going to have to move up our ground units before I can make it just go further with the air. Probably made more sense in this situation to just move all 3 up, but I thought that we could get this guy to retreat. I want to get my infantry into the enemy entrenchments so that we can take advantage of that 5 base entrenchment. And I've noted that the Stugs are very good on the flanks. So that if there's an enemy counterattack, the Stugs hold up quite well. Whereas if I just had a normal artillery piece here on the flank, it would get overrun fairly easily. Now we do have this tank that is going to have a lot of mobility. So we need to be careful of how we move things here. And in this game, especially, you want to move things up in a line. I don't want to move this tank over here so that... Okay, that was interesting. I want to keep this tank away from the AT. I don't think the AT can get to it in that position. Now we could siege over there. This guy already has 7 suppression on him. So I think we can get away without putting any of our air support in this area. I'm going to go with my best attack first. It's probably this guy. If this guy retreats, this guy might still have a shot at him. And we have overstrength infantry here of 20. Ultimately did not get that extra shot. He's really going to be facing tough forces, so I'm not going to have him attack into there. We could have the Stug siege there. There's kind of a counterattack situation here in Tula. Like, it is very well entrenched. And it is a VP point that you can get pretty much right off the bat. So I'm quite interested in putting all of my air support over here. The distances are very short. Seems like this would be advantageous. And we can do this ring pattern and then come in with a fighter and protect all 3 strategic bombers. Now in terms of right here, we can put the fighter right in the middle. I have 1 strategic bomber left. Let's suppress that gun. Only gave 1 suppression. It's not that great. Okay, those Stukas did nothing. I'm going to hold him in reserve and throw him in where I see fit. This guy entrenched at all? He's got a 4 entrenchment. Okay, let's move up the engineer. And then let's see what he can do. 6-0. Pretty good. Can't really ask for more than that. Okay, he can walk up and tap him. Rinse and repeat. So it is tempting to take this, and I should have planned to take it, but we're not going to. We're going to soften up this target right here. If I take it, I'll be in a close situation. What's it called? I always forget this. Close terrain situation. Let's try to encircle Tula. And we have enemy armor there that we're just going to chop up, so let's move him down. If I can get the encirclement on Tula, I think that'll be value. If this guy goes on the river, that's value. If this guy goes on the river, that's value. So we're in a ambush situation. They can see us, but the AI can make mistakes, as we all know. They're going to have AA defense here. I already scouted that out. This doesn't look too bad, actually. At least we get that HP damage. And then hopefully we can make this guy retreat. And if we can, Von Doomkopf is free to go ahead and recon this area. So he can double move, I'm pretty sure. He has phased movement, so he can take that and then come back for the encirclement on Tula. Okay, so I'm quite pleased with that. The Panzer looks like we need some suppression here. The engineers will not help the Panzer. Let me see if I can demonstrate that for you. So you see if he attacks, it's a mass attack. They're both Pioneer, actually. But there's no engineer symbol right there. But that is a good situation for a tank attacking entrenchments. They're not going to be able to counterattack that well, especially soft targets. The Panzer is not going to hold up against enemy armor. So the armor corridors are right here and right here. That's where the enemy is going to try to swap out their armor, come in, counterattack around the city, because they know that they don't want to be in a close terrain situation. Gosh, this just doesn't... This looks so underwhelming. I'm just going to wait for their counterattack. That's too bad. I thought after the Panzer attack, my Pioneer would be able to do better than that. This was disappointing, so was this. We got 25 turns, though, so I'm just going to be patient. Let's see what happens. And it's nice in Panzer Corps 2 that the fighter can defend multiple times. I don't know how realistic that is, considering there was so many fighters they just went up against. But it worked. I think that worked into our favor. And you can see that Stug doing work. I knew this counterattack was coming, but that Stug did a lot of work right there, supporting the infantry. And you could see in that attack how the Stug held up as well. I have to mention that we are in a cloudy weather condition, which is not conducive. Oh, I forgot to move that guy up. It's not conducive to air attacks. Stug coming in. Value right there again. This is a silly AI move. Wow, that was a good AI move, though. Came out ahead a little bit on that. I really regret not moving this artillery up one. Could have helped with that counterattack there. So we're going to go ahead. So he can move against this guy. Let's have him take that prestige. These two tanks are supporting each other. Let's get him in an encirclement situation. Oh, he can't move twice. He can't double move. I don't want him in that city to be counterattacked. I'm hoping that this is an overrun. Yeah, I don't want him there. This infantry can just move down and whack him one. Um, I don't know if one of these guys rebased. So it could be value to take this airbase. I'm pretty sure that these are manned. This is a very important move here. He'll just have to do whatever. He could absolutely just get whacked right there. I'm hoping that they can't see him. This is a 3-spotter, right? 3 spotting. This is 2, but maybe an airplane will see him. I'm not sure. Let's move to the north here. There we go, Stuka. Earn your keep. Should be an overrun situation. We'll see. Sure enough. So I'm pretty sure these guys moved out of entrenchments. That is a very foolish move. That does not look like an overrun situation. And I don't think that we can overrun enemy AT. Let's just keep up the attack with our infantry. God, that was so drawn out. We can really range forward here. We'll get them in an encirclement situation. Also, good to note that you don't want your Stugs in city situations either. Just trying to do HP damage here and not have this guy retreat into the town. If that... He's not encircled right there. Oh wow, this guy can still move. Let's try to enter their entrenchments. God, I'm looking for HP damage. I'm not getting it. This would put them in a very poor counterattack situation. The Stug, I don't think is going to be... He's not needed for support over here. A better situation would just be to put him here. If I put him up, he can be attacked by the fort. The fort could do a lot of damage to him. I don't want to leave these entrenchments. I'm always worried about them coming out of the fog of war and really shellacking me. Okay, that wasn't that great. Let's see what we can clean up down here. I'm really worried about the enemy CAS. But I'm more worried about the fighters. So we've got a Lag 3, Yak 1, The lag 3 doesn't seem to be much of an opponent here. Oh, we can't make it with this guy. Maybe we focus over here? Actually, I'm all out of undos. Stug is so crucial to get right in there. And I'm worried about this guy counterattacking. That's quite a bit of damage to the infantry. If we could get that 1 HP damage and the suppression, I'd be very happy. And then the question is, this guy's suppressed, but I could do a lot of damage to their Cass. Usually I attack their fighters right off, but in this situation we're going to just button up, make sure that we're supporting our bombers, and let them come at me again. Let them attack those bombers, and then I'm going to be able to do HP damage to them on 2 turns. On the defense and a little bit on my turn. I thought this would have cut the road. This guy looks like he's encircled. Wow, that was an awesome sound. That was crazy. The Flampanzer, these are not close quarters situations, so I think the Flampanzer can actually do okay if we move him into the entrenchment. I did have to test that, of course. This is a very good situation. This is a very good defensive ring. They're not going to be able to attack into the Panzers, I don't think, unless the Cass get over them, which is very possible. I'm worried about this right here. Okay, since we have set things up so beautifully. Is it Pioneer? Yes. It would be nice to have double move on a Stug. Dang. I'm pretty sure the Stug can support back here. And then we can do that. Doesn't look that great. You guys know I like to move every turn. This is painful for me. It's just an attack that has to happen. I think there's low likelihood of a counterattack. I could be wrong because of their suppression levels. And we can do quite a bit of damage on the enemy turn if they attack into us. So see, their entrenchment's 5 now. So that's now a pretty defensible point. I'm not going to move that guy. I'm just going to stand in front of him. There'll be a counterattack, I guarantee you. So I don't want to move my units too far ahead. That is some massive damage there. Wow. Okay, Okay, this dude can support from the back, even though it doesn't have range. This looks like a good area of focus. I don't know if they're supported by this fort, though. So they did get in that city, but now they're taking massive losses. And I think they must have forgotten about the infantry back there. If they move that infantry up, we're going to be in good shape. And see, that was so much better encircling with the tanks and using them as a diversion, because that infantry unit left his entrenchments. That's what I didn't want to see. If there's no follow-up attack, I think we're okay there, but thinking that that tank is going to be able to hold out is just not reasonable. So now the question is, where's the enemy armor? Where should I put my guys? You advocates of the AA are going to comment right now. An AA gun would come in handy in this situation. As always, though, I look for units that are capable in all situations and not just situationally. Let's prep Tula proper. I wonder how much we're going to be able to do here. Tula actually can give us prestige. This is going to happen 100%. We're cloudy. Maybe all this air support is not usable. I don't know. Got 2 more fighters. So this fighter can go in here. I feel like it could potentially be a strategy to just not use bombers at all. Trying to think, if I could just free up my fighters to attack every turn, that might be better. Because of the cloudiness, I have to have the Stukas though. I have to have them. Because I didn't go AT. So just something that I need to keep in mind. The Stukas seem very underwhelming in like that situation right there. But they are value. This artillery piece not attached to the infantry is a huge AI mistake. Chip this guy off. Try to use the tank till last hit. We got the surrender there, so we should have gotten prestige. Ooh. Suboptimal situations. I like the Stug in this situation, though. Let's hold the tank back. Get ready for a counterattack. Okay, what to do about this guy? I can put my guys into very awkward positions. I don't want to do that ever. They'll spot it and then come over and just destroy me on that marsh. So now they have a counterattack situation, so we can move. And then the Stug can come over to support the infantry. I still don't know what's coming out of here at me. We're going to maintain our entrenchments. They'll entrench in between turns. Okay, the Stug can come in, siege here, and this is going to be a bit of a test if the Stug can actually hold out in this situation where it's in the entrenchment. I'm 90% sure that it can. I'm going to hold my line right here. These guys do not have support. Cannot believe that I'm playing so sheepishly, but you got to do what you got to do. This guy's going to have to pull out. There's just no way. He'll get devastated in there, for sure. I am liking von Doomkopf over here, though. So Panzer in here. Wow. Wow. Panzer for the win. That was impressive. That was super impressive. Little risk of a counterattack here. We could do a mass attack. Take a lot of damage. A lot of damage. But we got to get in there somehow. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the split. We're at 630. Let's see when they surrender what their HP is at. If they surrender, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that this turn. No, don't do that. $77? Wow. That was fantastic. 77 prestige right there. This guy's going to be able to hold here just fine. I wonder if I can move up, stay out of the city, but protect my prestige right here. That guy just got whacked. And then these guys say they can move, but they really can't. Oh, he can get in there with a truck. I don't think so. I think that that's a better position. If they want to move in and take that, I have no one based there. It's fine. I'm happy with this because next turn we take that easy. I don't think I can focus my air right here, bust that pocket up and go for this area of Moscow. On that river, we're going to have to flank around this way. I don't know how we're going to get that bunker out or if we just bypass it altogether. That has a lot of potential. Let's make sure that I've got that everything is moved. He's not going to move onto a river. That sounds terrible. I don't want him next to the bunker to really get hurt. It's painful for me to see that my fighters have not attacked. Okay, they did take the air base. Hopefully they rebase some of their air squadrons over there, because I'm going to retake that easy next turn. Oh, they did take it. Wow. Stu does not help with AT support. Okay. Thinking about leaving my Stukas naked this turn. That was not worth it. Okay, where are their airplanes? There's one over here. Let's get him out of there. Okay, bombers are unsupported. I'm sure I'll get punished for that. If we can completely annihilate this area, it would be good. Overrun. Surrender? No. Question is, which way do we go? Do we cross the river and attack here, or do we snap up these? We're going to have to move with the roads somewhat. I don't think they're going to see us moving around down here, though. There's no easy objectives this way. We might have to leave those for later. Like, I would like to get these two objectives quick and then move down later if I have to. Let's see, he has phased movement. Yep. Oof. This just looks like a really good attack. Okay, they're definitely gonna delay me. The thing is, if I move these Panzers into here, they're not gonna be really any good. They're gonna be good in this corridor. But I've got a Panzer on this side. Maybe I can shift them around that way. I'm not certain. Oh, we got a half track over here. Okay. This guy could attack something next turn, so let's go for that. I don't think they can see anything anymore. Oh, there's the fighter. Okay, they're going to be able to see stuff. Oh boy. Challenging moves, that's for sure. This is very disappointing that I can't do anything in here and that I can't get to that guy. This guy's got an entrenchment of 0? And he can do all that damage, huh? I wonder if he's supported by the fort, you know? That's just very surprising to me. Don't want to move the Stug up into a close quarters situation. Our guys will take the entrenchment there. Okay, a little bit of suppression, not much. And this is very disappointing as well. Gonna have to do something here. This looks like he can move up and overrun. Nope. Okay, so the Stug is encircled now. Let's try to help that a little bit. Okay, the Stug is no longer encircled. Buff that guy. I need this Pioneer up and ready to attack something next turn. Let's make sure that everything is clear. He's going to stay put. Okay, let's pass the turn. Okay, I hope that guy was rebasing. Okay, that was better. That was okay. That was also okay. That was okay. So good. Pretty sure it's an experience issue here. This must be a guard unit. Must be a guard unit, yeah. Okay, the Stug is encircled there. These guys are going to attack into that. Okay. Alright. Stalin is like not one step back, huh? AI's playing a little more historically there, it felt like. Oh, please don't. Oh. That didn't turn out too bad. Okay, so we're going to end the video here. What is it, turn 5? We got 20 more turns, so hopefully we make a lot more progress than that. I'm hoping to get these two areas pretty quick. They've really bogged us down here, but after I get the artillery and the AT out of the way, I think it'll free up. I'm going to have to probably take this to open up a road into Moscow. I don't think I have to worry about this. I have to take this one out. But after those two forts are taken, we can move into Moscow proper free, I'm pretty sure. These peripheral areas, this army group down here can take care of. It's going to get really tight in here, so these guys should be able to do just fine. So we'll see what happens. It might come down to the wire. I might go to 23, 24 turns, but I have a feeling it's going to open up as soon as I get these two forts out of the way. The map is going to open up a lot, and as soon as I get this tank out of the way. So alright, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoy this type of content. If you do, please leave a like and subscribe, and consider supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you on the next one.